Hello, I hope you all enjoyed the asynchronous week off last week and are refreshed and ready to go. This week we're going to start a new unit, Unit 3, which is actually the first unit of Part 2 of AP World History. So now we're moving from Part 1 to Part 2, which is 1450 to 1750. This is a pretty small unit, to be honest, and it really serves as more of a foundation for the Unit 4 that follows, which is much larger. Key resources you'll need for this week and next week can be found under the Unit 3 page. By that I mean things like the CED topic pages, the SPICE T-chart, slides, and the videos. I've listed the focus area for each of the synchronous days we'll spend in Unit 3 on the pacing calendar, which is shown on the screen right now. This week we'll start with a brief exploration of the unit overall before diving into the Songhai Empire, Aztec Empire, and Inca Empire, those being the three that you should already have some familiarity with. On day 2 this week, we'll move our focus to the Gunpowder Empires, meaning the Ottoman Empire, the Safavid Empire, and the Mughal Empire. Please note that our next assessment will be November 4th and 5th, and that'll also be the date of our next main writing assignment, LEQ Activity 2. There will be no major writing activities between now and that assessment, which will really serve as both. You'll also notice that the pace in Unit 3 seems to really slow down from where it was in Units 1 and 2. And that kind of makes sense. If you think about the first part of the class, it's really setting the foundation by which we'll explore the world in which we live today. So now as we start getting closer, you'll find that the kind of range of information is a bit more narrow, but the depth of what we're going to learn about it will be greater. So you'll be expected to know more about all of the things that we're learning about. Your asynchronous work for this week and next week is basically the same list except for step 1 on both weeks. Please make sure that you complete a different track for each of the 2 weeks, as my hope is that this will give you a greater depth of understanding about the topics that we're covering. As always, if you can do more tracks, do more. Please also note that your AP Classroom activity, or the 3 activities, is not due until the Sunday after next, so you'll actually get 2 weeks to do it this time. So there should be no excuse for it not being done on time this time around. Please make sure you watch the weekly videos, as well as the unique overview videos that I've posted for each of the 2 weeks. Also note that if you want to complete slides for both of the 2 weeks, that's okay, as there are the 2 sets, and I think they do kind of build off of each other. If you think you'll do slides for both of the 2 weeks, make sure you start with the Freeman ones, as I think that gives you a better kind of introduction to the unit. We'll start this week with a discussion activity where you'll be answering the question that you see on the screen right now. I'll then go over some information kind of generally about Unit 3 as well as some AP skills, and then give you some instructions about the day's activity, which will center around the 3 empires that we already do know, being the Songhai, the Aztec, and the Inca. On day 2, we'll work in small groups to explore the Gunpowder Empires collaboratively. And then we'll close the day with an exit ticket that will make sure that you've not missed any key takeaways from the first week of Unit 3. I also want to remind you that this weekend will be another one of our weekend sessions, where we'll kind of do a review of Unit 3 overall. That'll happen Sunday at 1 o'clock, and is of course completely optional, and will be recorded just like the last one was. And that's the week ahead. I'm going to get back to grading the LEQs and the SEQs, which yes, are still way too far behind, and I apologize. Be on the lookout for those Monday and the earlier part of this week in terms of feedback for those. Also, if you need to make up either the Unit 1 quiz or the group discussion pop quiz, you can do so during my office hours this week if we haven't talked already. So you'll want to do that either Monday between 8 and 11 or Wednesday or Friday after the advisory window. At this point, there's no meetings I'm aware of that would pull me out of that time, but of course I'll keep you up to date if anything like that does pop up. There's no appointment necessary, and you'll just use the same link that you used to enter my virtual classroom in Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Okay, bye for now.